Hi foodies, let's make that impossible dessert. Choco flan, chocolate cake and flan together. Come on into Jenny's Walk and let's put this lovely dessert together. Come on in, let's get baking. Okay foodies, let's put that lovely impossible cake together. So here I have my flour, and to that now we're going to add some cocoa powder or chocolate. I'm using Hershey's, 1 cup of flour, and that's 2 tablespoons of that. And now we're going to use some baking powder to give it a rise. That's our rising agent right in there. And I want to add a little bit of ginger just for a little flavor for that chocolate cake that we're going to be putting in there. And just a pinch, as you would see, a pinch of salt. That looks marvelous. So let's just sieve all that in there. Now that looks marvelous. So let's just give that a good little mix. So this is your dry ingredients. And to this, we want to add some sugar. And let me get that powdered sugar or confectionery sugar that would melt so easily into this cake batter. So here you go, confectionery sugar. And so for my foodies who don't know what confectionery sugar is, it's powdered sugar. Or you could just take your plain old white sugar and zap it in your magic bullet and you will get your confectionery sugar. I'm using this because it melts away very quickly. So in here I have 2 eggs. Now we're going to go with the liquid. 2 eggs, and I have the white from 1 egg. That's the egg that I am going to be using for the flan. So now in goes, I have here 1/4 cup of oil. I'm using coconut oil. I love this brand, so I'm using this coconut oil. And in here I have my warm milk. You could use regular milk, or you could use the evaporated milk. And I'm going to add in some, this is cinnamon sugar. I'm going to use some cinnamon sugar because I needed cinnamon, so I'll add some cinnamon sugar to that. In goes some almond extract. In goes that. And of course, from the House of Angostura, the bitters there from that beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. Nice little dash. That looks marvelous. Now, let me bring this batter together. So this will be our chocolate cake. So this is a beautiful texture over here for this batter, and I love this. So now what we're going to do, here I have my brown sugar, and I'm going to make the caramel with this. Let me put this on the side. And here are my ramekins. This is what I'm going to be using. Now you could make one whole cake, or you could do them in small ones, individual servings for your guests. I'm going to be making a whole one where we could cut a nice slices, you can see, or you could also give your friends a whole one. Now this is going to be baking in a bath. So I'm using my big old dish here. So first, let's get that caramel together. So here you go is that sugar. I put it up in the pot and we're going to let it melt on very low heat. This is the caramel. Now it's brown sugar I'm using, so you know it's going to be a bit dark to make this lovely choco flan, or also known as that impossible cake. So I'm going to let this get a little more color, melt a little more, and then I'm going to add it into our ramekins. So here foodies, I like this color, so this is what we're going to do. You're going to add a little bit of that caramel in there, and you're going to swerve it all around in your ramekin. There you go, to as much as you like. So there you go, that looks marvelous. Okay, so our cake is all done. So now I want to add, let's make now our flan. So it's a choco flan. So I'm going to add my condensed milk. Now by adding condensed milk, you don't need to do any sugar because this will be your sweetener. In goes that. And I want to add a 1/2 cup of milk. I'm using cream or evaporated milk. You could go ahead and use that. There you go. Now I think I'm going to use 3/4 cups. That looks much better. And here is 1 whole egg and 1 yolk I'm using. Let me get all that yolk in there. So this is your custard, as you would say. I want all that goodness in there. Lovely. To this, I want to use the orange bitters from the beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. This is orange Angostura bitters. A nice little zap in there. This is also going to calm down the freshness, as we would say, from the egg. And I also have here some lemon extract. There you go. Will also calm down. There you go. That looks marvelous. And let's give this a good little zap now in the magic bullet. Put that They don't know. If you want to add some ginger, okay. You could add some ginger and some nutmeg if you wish. I'm not going to add no nutmeg because I think my cake have enough stuff going on there. We don't want to overpower anything for this lovely impossible cake here from Jenny's Walk, also known as Choco Flan. So just give it a good shake to get all that condensed milk down, and then into the bullet. There you go. Okay, so this looks good now. So now let's assemble our impossible cake. Our Choco Flan here from Jenny's Walk. Now, you could use your strainer and just gently pour it. There you go, just like so, gentle. You don't want to go too rough. That is going to sit right there and just get those bubbles out. This looks marvelous. Same thing over here. Okay, so there we go. So now what I want to do, we're going to tent this. I'm going to put some hot water in here, not boiling water. You're going to put just hot water in here for that water bath. And I'm going to tent it with a foil paper. So here now is that foil paper. You're going to gently, you're not going to close it on too tight. You just leave it like a tent, a little bit on top. So there you go, foodies. I just took it out of the oven. See some of the flan come up here, but that's pretty okay. It's really hot. So now let's do the toothpick testing. Wow, the cake feels really firm and nice. And there you go, it's all clean and nice. So you know this is all done. Let's turn this up enough. So let's leave it, let it cool. I'm going to take it out of the water bath and I'm going to put it into the fridge for maybe overnight, or if you want to leave it outside for a couple hours, and then you will turn it over. And you see for yourself, all the chocolate cake was in the bottom. Now the chocolate cake come on the top. And the flan is in the bottom. So that is the impossible cake. So let's wait now for it to get cool, and we're going to do a lovely plating. So here you go, foodies. Here's our cake, and I loosened up the sides, and here's the other round one. I loosened up really nicely. So now let's just flip these cake over into our dish. So I'm just going to put my dish straight over there, just like so. Give it a good firm grip and a good little flip. There you go. A little pat. Oh wow. There you go. This is our Choco Flan. Let's take a look at the sides. Our chocolate went up, our flan went down. And let's cut into this. Let me put it where you can see it. There you go. And look at all of that caramel. That's delicious. So let's cut down into our chocolate cake and flan. And I want to show to you the lovely texture that we got there. Lovely chocolate cake, our impossible cake. There's so many names for this beautiful Choco Flan cake. Chocolate and flan together. Look at that, my dear foodies. I just want to push that back. Tip that over. Look at that goodness. Look at that, how beautiful. That's our layer over there of that chocolate cake. That's our flan there and the caramel to the top. And I showed to you where you put the caramel and you drop the chocolate cake batter, and then you drop the flan, and then it just flips all on its own. Beautiful cake here, beautiful dessert for your guests. Lovely impossible cake or Choco Flan. Now I want to try this. Let me just dip into that chocolate and that flan. There you go. Oh, wow. So creamy and rich chocolate cake. This is going to be my number one to go. I love this. I want to open up the other one too, my dear foodies, to show to you. So we loosen up the sides. You're going to do the same thing. So this will be the individual ones for your friends. Let's get some space. 1, 2, 3. And flip. Nice little pat. There you go. Look at that goodness there. And all that lovely caramel just dripping off there. And let's cut into that also. There you go. And look at that, oops, look at that color. Let me flip it back a little bit and cut a nice big chunk. There you go. And let me flip that over. Look at that layer. Our chocolate cake, they're very moist. Our flan and our caramel to the top. Lovely. You could do it with the ramekins, or you could do a nice little ones like in the tray. Beautiful choco flan here. Impossible cake here from Jenny's Walk.